When a car backfired during a live shot early one morning, Kayla Thompson's TV voice, well, it disappeared and her real voice took over. That's when she decided to stop performing and start being herself. Hey, it's Paul Wolf with a front row seat to conversations on culture from Jackson, Mississippi. We call our podcast Soul Sessions. It's the people, places, and events that make the city with soul shine. On today's show, we're talking with WJTV's Kayla Thompson, who turned a scary moment in Tupelo into a career-defining revelation. Now she's the face of Live at 9, where she spotlights Jackson's creative hustle every weekday morning. Her new book, Master of the Pivot, chronicles her journey from Jacksonville State in Alabama to becoming one of Jackson's most recognizable voices. Someone who learned from mentor Rob J. that if there's fun to be found in a story, you better put it there. I've been wanting to have you on this podcast for a long time now, and I'm glad we're finally making it happen.
Yeah, by the time you call, you call me for everything else. I'm just playing. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you for having me.
Kayla, of course, is our friend from WJTV. She's always so kind to us at Visit Jackson. And I wanted to get you on for a variety of reasons today, one of which is your brand new book. We will talk about that later on. But first, I kind of want to get a little background on you and how you got started in broadcasting. We were just talking before we rolled about where you went to school, not to be confused with Jackson State. You went to Jacksonville State, but that's not in Florida.
No, it's in Alabama, and I didn't know where it was either. I didn't know it existed. My family got the letter in the mail one day, the letter of intent, let's come check it out. And I was like, well, yeah, we're going to Florida. Mom was like, wait a minute, what's the address? Jacksonville, Alabama. We got in the car, we were like, okay, well, let's just see. Let's see. It looked beautiful on the photo, so we were like, you know what, let's go check it out.
And you graduated from there, and then you came to Jackson and did some training under the infamous, the legendary Rob J.
Yes, he is the reason why I kind of let loose in a lot of the stories. Why there's always going to be a joke. I'd say the jokes will roll because that comes from Rob. Rob is like, if there's some fun to be found, you better put it in that story. If there's a moment, you might be at a basketball game and somebody's just doing an amazing shot. Rob J is crazy enough to show somebody chewing on the popcorn and just about to drop it and all those things. So you get the real story from the people. And I learned that from him and I followed him all around. Honestly, people thought I was his daughter at one point in time because we were that close during the summer. But those things that I learned from him, I took them on and you pretty much watch me do them on TV.
You definitely have picked that up. I remember talking to you one night at an event in Jackson, and we talked about how, there's the serious buttoned up news types. And then there's you who just is not afraid to be herself on television. Besides the training from Rob, is there something within you that gives you that ability to just let loose and have fun?
Well, there's a story in the book I talk about too. One morning I got an assignment to go to Northeast Mississippi, and it was 6:00 in the morning. It was pitch black dark at the time. I wouldn't say honestly like 4:30. It was early. It's just super early. And all of a sudden I hear some shots. I didn't know where it came from, but it was car backfiring. And I was live. But my voice changed. And I said, well, there's the perception. You could have come with this wonderful, articulation of your words. No, here I am, scared out of my mind. So the rest of the world gets to see what I really sound like. If you really know news people, we have 2 different voices typically, maybe even 3.
Yes.
And at that moment, fight or flight took over and the real voice came out. And I said, you know what? Perceptions are hard to keep up with. Just be authentic, be you. And it kind of took me some time to get from Tupelo to come to Jackson before I was able to be like, okay, this is truly who I am. Now, I do say some slang words a little bit too much sometimes. I said it this morning. But typically, I find that people can relate more to authenticity than you trying to be stiff and stale.
This is true. And we see this on your show every weekday morning on WJTV Live at 9, where you are the comic relief for every guest that comes on, no matter how serious or how lighthearted they might be. And you cover a ton of topics. What have you learned about Jackson and about the people of Jackson by hosting that show?
Honestly, I haven't learned anything. I knew Jackson was significant. I knew Jackson was amazing all along. I knew Jackson was great since I was a kid. I used to hang out. You remember back in the day, now, hold on, when you could stop at the red light and people would get out dancing and get back in the car and it was a whole challenge. Do you remember this?
Actually, yes, I do.
It was so fun. And people were really doing it. And I was like, you know what? I love this. This experience is so authentic. People just playing music in the street. It's always been there. It's never gone away. it looks different in some ways. And I think that's just it. I just get a chance to show people what has already been here for so long, to spotlight some of the ones that are, my age group, or maybe some that have been going on. Everybody knows Bobby Rush. So it's not like you didn't discover Bobby Rush. You know what I mean? But you're just putting these folks in a place where they can be seen and remind everyone that Jackson has been great, that Mississippi has been great, that Central Mississippi has been great. It's not something that we're just figuring out now. These people didn't just pop out of nowhere. They've been talented for decades. And that's just it. That's what I think the show is about. And that's why I think it thrives the way it has. It's not us. I mean, there are some times where maybe I might be doing a lot. But most of the time, I'm playing off of the people that come on the show, like the small business owners. What is your real thing? Because if you start paying attention to most of the business owners we have now, most of these folks came up with their businesses 5 years ago in the pandemic. And the hustle has always been in Jackson. The creativity has always been there. It's just people now knowing how to use those resources. And now you have a platform to just show it more and more. That's it. That's really, I can't take all the credit.
You mentioned young Kayla always knew that Jackson was great, but what has older Kayla learned about Jackson that maybe younger Kayla didn't know?
Well, I don't want people to get mad at, the Flowood upbringing, because there were some times, that the perception was, don't go there. You got to be careful. You got to do this and that. I've had my parents in the deepest corners of Jackson having an excellent time. And I grew up, not that they were scared, but they were like, Jackson is different. Like, you always got to look out for wherever you go. But I see a lot of those places that over the years had been like no-no zones coming back alive. Now it's these new spaces, not these new things that people are doing in those spaces, if that makes sense. The change in the perception, like I see just a lot of amazing hole in the walls becoming these beautiful artistic zones. Does that make sense?
It does.
Like, it's just it's not that young Kayla didn't know, but young Kayla really wasn't allowed to go there. But now old Kayla is seeing, this is where y'all used to hang out. This is, you know what I mean? And this ain't that scary. But then your parents are like, no, wait a minute now. It was at one moment. And some of these things have been a little different. I see a lot of folks using what they have and what has been deserted or what has been deemed dangerous to make it beautiful again.
Fair to say you look at the lighter side of life.
I try to. I mean, it's enough hard stuff out there for you to look at every single day. A lot of difficulty, a lot of frustration, a lot of sadness, anger, depression. You can look at that all you want to. And that's why sometimes people say, I don't watch the news because it's depressing. I'm like, you don't watch my show. You don't. And that's okay. But I think typically when I tell people, if you try it one time, I'm pretty sure you'll keep watching that show. And I haven't been wrong yet.
It is a funny show. You have to tune in weekday mornings, WJTV at 9 a.m. It's called Live at 9. Something else that's really fun that we've also talked about off camera, off mic before, is you have a twin here in town that's not really your twin, but people think that she's your twin or maybe that you're the same person. Who is that?
Who is that? I am not Patty Peck. Patty Peck is not me. Rita Brent is amazing, but we are not the same person. We are not even the same height. We just discovered. I'm about 2 inches taller than her. She says I have more butt than she has, but it's for some reason, this is confusing a lot of people. And I think it's because the commercials run on it. Really, it doesn't make sense. I was going to try to rationalize it. It doesn't make sense. I have hair. Rita has a low cut. It's,
Here's what it is. You're both hilarious. And that is what people remember.
Fair. I mean, she's true funny. I can't do what she does. That's all I will say. Like, there are moments that I'm like, ooh, I'm bombing right now. And Rita's like, no, keep it on. I'm like, no, because if you come out, they just gonna start screaming and laughing right now. I'm standing here. I'm dying. They're not laughing. They're not laughing. They're like, this the news girl. What's she doing? So it's hard. That's what makes it difficult for me. Is people already come in with this notion that she's on TV. She's supposed to be serious. So now I'm unprofessional because I dance.
But can you play the drums?
I cannot play the drums, but I can do a mean Tootsie Roll. I can only digitally play music. I used to produce music when I was in college for my radio show, but that's as good as it gets. I'm telling you, she's super talented. She's got more things that y'all don't even know she's capable of doing. So we are not the same person, trust me.
What a plug for Rita Brent. But let's plug you now, Kayla. You've just come out with a new book, Master of the Pivot. What inspired you to write it? How did that come about?
So Master of the Pivot is honestly me being honest and intentional about where I want to be next, what I want to see. I talk about even with the show, the greatness that's already been there. There are some moments in my life that I can already tell you, like, I can say God has been good. It has not been me on my own, but I can also kind of pop my collar a little bit. And so I'm showing those things and those successes, but also kind of telling people how I got there, because some people don't even remember. I used to do weekends when I first got here. Some people have no clue that I don't do sports. They just put me with everything. You know what I mean? So it's me being clear about who I am, a multi-hyphenate person, you know, if we really being real, that can do a lot of different things, and don't put me in a box, because here's why. That's really what the story is about in the end, and how to help people get to their own pivots and why you need to be prepared. And I always say everybody should be working on something. You know, everybody's looking forward to a vacation so you can keep your mind
That's right.
stable. The book was my vacation of sorts, like something to be working on, something to get ready for. And so when October came and it was out, it was like, yes, I've achieved something. So now I'm looking forward to my actual vacation. But Master of the Pivot is on Amazon right now. It is goofy, it's honest, it's wise. This is what I've heard from the streets, but from my own account, it's just me honestly telling people again who I am, what it is I want you to do. I'm pitching, you know, giving you a little bit of that, how you can be successful in TV news, giving you success as a business owner for framing your business. And then I'm talking about grief, because honestly, it's something that a lot of people are going through. This time last year, I was in the worst position when my grandmother passed away. So I'm honoring her with this book. That's why my entire name is on there. My middle name is her name, Kayla Thompson. She was Corinne Thompson. So just, it's a way for me to honor her. It's a way to be honest about every day you see me smiling on TV. It's not easy. There have been some moments I did not want to be here. You know what I mean? Not in this building. I didn't want, you know, going up to heaven with her. But I surely did not want to be here, and just, you know, pushing through it and what a pivot really is. And there's a lot of transitions that you're going to make in life, and a lot of people you thought were going to be here with you forever that aren't, in friendships and relationships and all the things. So it's just an honest account of all of that.
And it makes a great holiday gift.
Come on now. You better go ahead and get it right now, because Amazon be playing sometimes. So you might want to just go ahead and slide on over there, download it, and the app. If you ain't got it already, then get it. See how you do that. It's always in the trunk of the car. Okay, hello. Well, I shouldn't say that, because then somebody gonna bust it. No, it's always on me.
Yeah, you are a shameless self-promoter, and in a good way, right? Because I saw you walking around the National Folk Festival with a LED backpack on that said, "Buy my book," or "Ask me about my book."
Ask me about my book. Yeah. You know what? I told everybody when I started this journey, and like I said, it's me being clear about who I am. It's also me proving to myself that I can market myself. I market a lot of people's businesses all the time, and help people do things and frame their lives the way they need them to be and help them be successful. And I was like, if I can do all that for other people, I've got to be able to do it for me. But let me tell you something, this entrepreneur life, for the birds at times. I'm like, look, you don't want to buy the book. It's okay. Just walk away from me. You don't have to stand here and we just look at each other awkwardly, because you're like, I don't want a book. I don't read. Well, what am I supposed to do? You know? So it's all of that I'm dealing with right now, learning. But yes, it's always on me. And especially that day while you playing about the backpack, I sold 25 copies.
Wow.
Okay. Oh yeah, y'all. Well, don't get the backpack. Don't do that, because I got to be the only one with the backpack.
That is the hilarious Kayla Thompson, whose story is about the freedom that comes from dropping the act. From realizing that small business owners didn't just pop up during the pandemic, they've always been here, to understanding that Jackson's greatness has never been hidden, just waiting to be amplified. Her book, Master of the Pivot, is honest about grief, ambitious about growth, and filled with the same energy she brings to Live at 9 every day. You can find it on Amazon, or if you see her around town, she's always got a copy on her. Kayla also gave a shout out to Jackson State University's television and radio departments, JSU TV and WJSU, for opening their doors when she showed up with her resume, helping to train her, and as she puts it, saving her. We'll have links in our show notes to Kayla's book at visitjackson.com/soul sessions. This podcast is produced by Visit Jackson, the destination organization for Mississippi's capital city. Our executive producers are Jonathan Pettis and Dr. Ricky Thigpen, and I'm our managing editor. There's always something great going on in Jackson, and we keep up with it at visitjackson.com. I'm Paul Wolf, and you've been listening to Soul Sessions.